Hi everyone, welcome to Love Good Kitchen. My name is Matthew. Thanks for joining me today. Today we are going to be making what I like to call an easy Thanksgiving casserole, but it doesn't have to be at Thanksgiving time. It can be any time of year, and it's green beans and turkey and stuffing all baked together with some yumminess all in one dish. So I'm going to open my book here. This is from that same recipe book that I mentioned a couple videos ago called Dump and Bake. Horrible title. But they're really easy, and most of them are actually really tasty. So this is an 11 by 7 baking dish. I would not recommend using a 13 by 9 size for this, although if that's all you have, you could do this recipe in there. Just know that the bigger dish, it's going to be a shallower layer of your ingredients, your casserole, so your bake time is probably going to need to be a little less so that you don't overdo it, because it's thinner, therefore it's going to cook a little faster or heat through a little faster. But anyway, I have my 11 by 7 pan here, and I have lightly coated it with some nonstick cooking spray. And the next thing that we need to do is take a box of stuffing. So I have to get mine out here. And this is the Aldi store brand. It's turkey flavor, but you could use stovetop or any brand of box stuffing mix. You could use chicken flavor. You could use, it really doesn't matter. You could use any flavor, any variety. And this is, what size is this? This one is a 6 ounce. I think the stovetop, those packages come, they're slightly larger, but again, it doesn't really matter. What we're gonna do is take our stuffing mix. We're gonna spread that out on the bottom. Need to get a little spoon here. I'm going to spread those out. And then next up, we need 3/4 cup of chicken broth. So I have a measuring cup out. Oh, let's use this one. This is my old tin measuring cup that's dented and well used. I don't remember where I found this, but I love it. I use it all the time. But we need 3/4 cup of chicken broth, which I realize is over there, so let me grab that. I'll be right back. Okay, so we need, just turn it around, 3/4 cup. Here, that'll do it. Actually, let me move that over here so it's not in our way. We're going to drizzle this over the stuffing mix. And we're going to give it a stir to moisten up. I know some of you hate that word. Moisten those stuffing cubes, those seasoned bread cubes. Is essentially what it is, right? Okay. There, that'll do it. Next, we want to get a bowl, and I think I might just use this bowl. That's probably a little bit larger than we need for this, but it's fine. We have 1 can of condensed cream of mushroom soup that we're going to put in here. We're also going to add 1/4 cup of milk, a little bit, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, and we're going to stir that all together. So, while I'm doing that, we need 10 ounces of green beans. I have done this recipe before with a can of cut green beans that I drained off, and I put those on. It turned out great. I happen to have a bag of, what is this? it's the steamer green beans, which are frozen. So I'm just gonna pop them into the microwave, not for the whole cooking time, just a little bit to get them unfrozen, and then we'll spread those on. But I remembered as I went to get my soup and other ingredients that I'm gonna get this started before we do that. So I'm gonna do that and be right back. Okay, so into my bowl, I'm gonna put the cream of mushroom soup. That's good. We have a 1/4 cup of milk. You could use half and half or something similar if you have that on hand, doesn't matter. Give that a stir with about a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. I already have my pepper pot out. I don't remember, I think I got this at a Goodwill actually, this little container. It has a cute little lid, which, what did I do with the lid? Is it somewhere? Oh, it's down here. Isn't that fun? I keep my ground pepper in here because I use salt and pepper all the time for cooking and whatnot. However, when we moved about 1.5 years ago, I had this and I put a rubber band over it to try to keep it closed. It was in a box of other seasonings. Well, that didn't work. The lid came off, there was pepper everywhere. It was a giant mess. So that happened. Don't do that. So we're just giving this a stir, get it combined. Okay, that's fine. I'm just going to set this aside for a moment. Let me check on the beans. Can tell just from the feel of it that is fine. Now, for the green beans, you want about 10 ounces. This happens to be a 12-ounce bag, or I think a can is, what is that, 14 ounces? Around there, approximately, will be fine. We'll need those next. We're going to open our beans, and we're going to put that into our, oops, starting to lose my spoon. And put that into the soup mixture. And then we also need, well, I forgot how much turkey. This says 2 cups. I think I have a little under a pound of leftover turkey from another time that we want to chop up into bite-sized pieces. So we're going to do that real quick. And then add that into the soup mixture. Okay. What do I do with my knife? There it is. Oh, there's a knife there too. Feeling kind of disorganized here today. Okay. But we just have to give that a chop. We don't want any giant chunks. You want to be able to get your mouth around it in one bite full. And you spoon up the casserole, right? Some of my pieces of turkey were a little bigger, so we want to make those a little smaller. Okay, this looks like it'd be about 2 cups. Like I said, in weight, I think this is, I did weigh it before I packaged it up, and it was just under a pound. So we're going to add this into our bowl with our soup, black pepper, and 1/4 cup of milk. Give that a stir. I don't know why. Why am I using a tiny spoon? We don't know. Let's switch. I'm going to use this that I got out earlier. Try that. And you're going to stir it so that the soup mixture is coating the beans and turkey. Here. I think that's good. And we're gonna pour that on top of our stuffing mix that we have moistened. Don't want to leave any yummies in the bowl. Scrape it out there. And you just want to spread it out so it's more of an even layer, not all globbed up in one spot. So that has the pepper mixed in. However, and I know that condensed soups have a decent amount of sodium. However, the turkey and the green beans, they were totally plain. So I am going to sprinkle some salt. This is kosher salt, but it can be whatever. I am going to sprinkle it with a little bit of salt. That drives me nuts when you go through all the work of preparing something, casserole or whatever it is, and then in the end, it's just kind of bland. And you can add salt and pepper on top after the fact, but it's never quite the same as when you cook it with the seasonings. Okay, so we did that. Next thing we want to do is sprinkle a little bit of slivered, or it can be sliced, or even chopped almonds. It gives it a nice crunch, not too much. Let's see, how much of that do we want? Yeah, about a 1/4 cup, so a palmful will be good. Let me grab those, I'll be right back. So we've got these are sliced almonds. We're gonna sprinkle a little bit on top. I didn't measure out the 1/4 cup, I'm just eyeballing it. As I always say, don't worry about trying to write any of this down. If you're interested in the recipe, I'm gonna have it below in the description box, okay? That's good. And then the recipe actually doesn't call for this, but I saw some at the store and I thought, I bet it would be good to kind of do a little nod to green bean casserole. And I got some French fried onions that we can sprinkle on the top a little bit. Does that sound good? I think so. Grab those. I'm not going to go crazy with these, but we're just going to put a little bit on top. Yum! And I would say this is between a 1/4 cup and 1/2 cup of these. I can still see the casserole mixture underneath, so it's not like a solid layer of those. That might be a little much, although if you love French fried onions, then go for it. Okay, so I have preheated the oven to 350. We're gonna put this into the oven uncovered, and we're gonna bake it for about 30 minutes or so until you want it heated through. It might start to bubble a little bit around the edges, and then it'll be perfect. So I'm gonna put this in the oven. I'll bring you back. Our turkey and green bean casserole baked at 350 for about 30 minutes. It's nice and hot. I do want to taste it so that we can see how it is, how this one turned out, but I also don't want to scald myself. We'll see what we can do here. It's delicious with that layer of stuffing on the bottom. and then the turkey and the freshness from the green beans, the almonds, and the French fried onions give it a little bit of texture, a little bit of crunch, good flavor. This is a good one. So I encourage you to give it a try. I really think you're going to like it. Give us a thumbs up. Like this video if you enjoyed chatting with me and cooking with me today. I do thank you for being here. Subscribe if you haven't. It's free. It helps me out, and also you'll be notified then anytime we upload a new video. So once again, give this a try. Some yummy turkey and green bean casserole. And thanks again. I will see you next time. Bye.